This is Chapter 14, Product Exam number 2. A pedestrian waiting to cross a street notices that the frequency of the horn of a car drops from 850 Hz to 680 Hz when the car passes. If the speed of sound is 343 meters per second, how fast was the car moving? So what I have here is I actually have two equations and two unknowns. The unknown is how fast is the car moving, and also what frequency was the car horn. We don't know, and we can't just cut it in half. I saw a couple people try that on the homework, and it doesn't work that way. How it does work is, in general, the frequency observed is going to be the frequency of the source times speed of sound plus speed of the speed of the observer. There we go. Over speed of sound minus speed of the source. Okay. What we have to do is we have to do this twice for once for when the car is approaching, and again for when it's leaving. So when it's approaching, the frequency that I hear is the 850 Hertz. So I'll have 850, come on, equals the frequency of the source times the speed of sound is 343. The observer's not moving, so that's plus 0. And then 343 minus the speed of the source. Also, it's minus because if the thing is coming toward you, it's approaching, then Vs will be a positive number. Okay, so this is just gonna look like that. Okay, then I do it again. I do it again for when it's leaving. When it's leaving, you hear 680 Hertz. So that's going to equal the source of the sound times 343 plus 0. 343 minus, this time, since it's leaving, we'd need Vs to be a negative number, so it'll look like this. There we go. Alright, let's go full screen now. I have everything I need. So what I have is two equations and two unknowns. However you solve that is completely up to you. I saw a lot of people solving this lots of different ways. I saw people just dividing this by this, the whole thing. That totally works. I saw people solving for Fs and then substituting it back into the other one. That totally works. You can pretty much do whatever you want in terms of algebra. I'm going to try the dividing one by the other. So if I divide the pink by the blue, for instance, I would get 850 over 680 equals, well, the FS's are going to go away when you do that. So what I end up with is 343 over 343 minus Vs over 343 over 343 plus Vs, like this. Okay, when you do that, so I've got a fraction on the top and a fraction on the bottom. That's the same as taking the fraction on the bottom, flipping it over, and putting it on the top. So what I have really is this. Oops, that doesn't look like a 3, does it? Neither does that. I'm having problems. Okay, so I'm going to hit that one and flip it over. Oh, that's supposed to be 343 up here. Over 343, like this. Well, that means these go away. So what I've got is 850 over 680 equals 343 plus Vs over 343 minus Vs. I'm going to cross multiply those. So now I have 850 times the bottom 343 minus Vs equals 680 times the top. Okay, distribute. Okay, so this gives me 29,1550 minus 850 Vs equals 23,3240 plus 680 Vs. Combine like terms. And that gives me 58310 equals 680 plus 850. Oops. So equals 1530 Vs. And divide by 1530, and we get that Vs is 38.1 meters per second, which I only really gave 2 sig figs, so we should just do 38 meters per second. Alright, let me know if I did that wrong. I am very tired. I developed strep throat, so it's not been a good weekend. Anyway, let's look at points for this. Okie dokie. Okay, well, the algebra can be annoying, and that's not the point of the physics. So we're just going to give 1 point to the answer, 1 point to the units. You can always, if you don't know how to get to the answer, at least put something with the right units on it. You should know what the units are. Okay, how about over here, let's do 2 points for writing the equation down without doing anything to it, so there's nothing in there. Then let's see. A point for correctly putting in 850 here with a negative over there, and then 680 and a plus or a minus minus, either one. Okay, so that gives us 2, 4, 6, 8. And then 2 points for somehow putting them together, either I don't know, for the combination, combining those two equations. Okay.